Warframe launches a new content update, Nexon is prepping a free-to-play version of Titanfall, all that and more. I'm Zach Sharps and this is Free to Play Weekly. To start us off this week, WebZen's free-to-play fantasy MMORPG Rappelz has released its latest expansion titled Epic IX Part 2. This update introduces a new raid dungeon, a party matching system, class rebalancing, skills available for pets, and many other improvements to the game. I'll be honest with you guys, I had no idea that this game was even running anymore. I just haven't heard much from it as of late. That being said, for those of you still playing Rappelz, it's great to see some new content being thrown your way. Calling all space ninjas, Digital Extremes has yet another content update to throw your way in their free-to-play game Warframe. Titled Echoes of the Sentient, this update features a new Warframe called the Equinox, which allows players to shift between light/dark forms, new parkour moves that will have the Tenno moving through the galaxy in new ways by adding in double jump, bullet jump, wall latch, wall dash, and aim gliding, plus underwater combat within the new tile sets being added to the game. It always amazes me how much content is always flowing into Warframe. Certainly an exciting time to be a space ninja. Being already available for a few weeks on iOS devices, PC players now get a chance to try out the new free-to-play Magic Duels Origins. Set to be Wizards of the Coast's answer to Hearthstone, Magic Duels is now officially launched on PC, iOS, and Xbox One. Featuring the standard Magic the Gathering style play, the game includes a standard single-player story mode, an interactive deck builder, a library full of hundreds of cards, and online multiplayer battles, including the popular two-headed giant mode. Those of you wondering how the free-to-play part of it works, you gain gold each time you progress your story or play any one of the battle types. Plus, there is also quests on top of that, similar to what you would see in Hearthstone. After playing about 5 hours of it so far, I'm pretty hooked on it, and I'm happy to see that Wizards of the Coast is finally expanding their horizons a bit. Perfect World Entertainment and Fedine Games decided to flex their mobile fingers this week, and now you can play Forsaken World right on your mobile device. Yeah, that's right, a full-featured MMO on mobile that is free to play. Featuring 5 classes, dungeons, and PvP action, Forsaken World Mobile is available on iOS and Android devices. Messing around with it myself, because I was curious when I first heard of this news, I saw notable frame rate drops on a Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, but still a very solid representation of a full-feature MMO scaled down to the mobile platform. Very impressive, but to be fair, I really didn't look much into the cash shop. You know what else doesn't look into cash shops? The question of the week. Last week on the show, I asked you guys if you were happy with NCSoft. Typically, I don't include an answer from someone that has already been recently featured on Free to Play Weekly. But hey, you guys keep voting him up, so why not feature it, right? Sarah Piel stated the following: what NCSoft did was dig itself into a very deep hole in which they will have a very hard time getting out of. At this point, it's pretty much confirmed that their delaying of the Western release of Blade and Soul was purely to see how good WildStar would do. Unfortunately, WildStar was marketed as something it wasn't, and that made them fail right from the start. Now, after years of postponing, the hype of Blade and Soul has withered away and unrealistic expectations are now in place. Players aren't going to be as forgiving of the game's flaws. They are going to expect a well-polished game with a reasonable cash shop in place. If NCSoft doesn't deliver, they'll be left with 2 games that have failed, and the person in charge of this horrible business plan is going to be looking for a new job. Thanks for your response, and as always, if you want your comment possibly featured in next week's episode, make sure to leave a comment down below. This week's question is, do you think there should be more mobile MMOs, or just companion apps to help micromanage your character? Curious where you guys are going to take this discussion, especially with Forsaken World now being on mobile, and also Albion Online having a mobile version as well. Do you guys remember that big budget multiplayer Mech vs. Humans first person shooter a few years back? Yeah, that's the one, Titanfall. What if I told you it was going free to play in Asia? Yeah, that's right. Respawn Entertainment has been in discussions with Nexon, everyone's favorite free-to-play publisher. I can't say that with a straight face. In a press release, Nexon's president stated that Titanfall was a uniquely intense game experience, while also leveraging Nexon's free-to-play expertise, they'll deliver a new and engaging online game. The bad news, of course, is that so far it will only be available in Asia. Not sure exactly what parts of Asia yet, but if Call of Duty Online is any hint, it will likely be China, maybe also South Korea. Regardless, it will be interesting to see how everything turns out, being that it will only be available in Asia. And even more interesting to see whether or not a free-to-play version of Titanfall ever releases in the Western market. I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. You know what never leaves you waiting in the rain? Giveaways! Yeah, that's right. Keep it locked on MMOBomb.com for all your new giveaways. Bookmark the page and check it daily to ensure that you never miss one. As for myself, signing out until the next video, my name is Zach Sharps, and I'll catch you guys next time.